Attention all viewers, the program you are about to watch, Searching for Sasquatch, is for entertainment purposes. Accounts described by guests are claimed to be true and accurate. Some names have been changed to protect individual privacy. Jason Kenzie is an expert animal adventurer with 25 years of field experience. Caution and companionship is advised for all who venture into the deep forest or backcountry.
What an obscene monstrosity this thing is.
Yeah.
I mean,
look at that. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm. All the tests for this, you hear it running when you press the trigger, push it down.
Oh yeah.
Spring wound. It took 100-foot rolls.
Look at this. This is what they filmed Patty on. Not this exact one, but the same exact camera. Wow.
There's actually a very long shot. This could be the camera because this was picked up for me by a friend in Yakima, Washington, which is where Roger Patterson was.
Before I began my investigations into the lure of Bigfoot, I traveled the world meeting people who live with the most amazing animals. The dynamics that surround these forest giants is very complex.
Wow, this is so cool.
As a skeptic, I'm on a mission, an adventure of a lifetime, to find evidence that if these Bigfoot creatures are real, I can once and for all put my doubts aside and share with the world that sound of that simple crack in the forest may not just be a chipmunk. My name is Jason Kenzie. These are my chronicles into searching for Sasquatch.
I hear something.
Oh, I saw it. In 1967, two cowboys, Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin, they were on a mission to prove to the world that Bigfoot is real, or at least film a Bigfoot documentary. So they traveled on horseback into an area of California called Willow Creek. And what do you know? They actually came across a Bigfoot walking along a riverbed. Now, was it a real Bigfoot? Or was it a guy in a costume? I have no opinion because I wasn't there. I can't say if it was a guy in a suit. I want to believe that it was a real Bigfoot. I have my own mission. I'm going to be meeting a guy who says he was the guy in the Patty suit. I don't know what to expect, but I do know this is going to be exciting. Before I go any further, I just want to tell you that, hey, I even took horseback riding lessons just so I can make this video. I also traveled into an area not too far away from Bluff Creek. I couldn't make it all the way to Bluff Creek, but what I found in this area was interesting. So, Stacy, how long have you been doing horseback riding?
Ever since I was a little kid.
Well,
I was probably about 4 or 5 years old.
Nice. And you like it a lot?
I love it. Horses are my life.
Well, it's so beautiful out here, Stacy. I am so glad that you invited me to come out here.
Anytime.
Well, let's hope that there's no Bigfoots out here that's gonna kidnap us.
Well, if he is, he's gonna be further in the wood.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No, I don't.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I'm on my way to meet a guy who has an interesting Bigfoot story to tell me. You know what? I think this is great. I think we'll just have to call it a day, and we'll stop right here. Stop here. Stop.
Pull your arms back a little and just say whoa.
Whoa. Here we go. All right. Well, Stacy, thank you so much. Right now, I'm on my way to Yakima, Washington. I'm going to be meeting this guy by the name of Robert. He claims to be the guy that wore the suit in that famous video of the Bigfoot that walked across that gravel pit in California. This is exciting for me. I'm not sure if he's telling the truth or not. This is a story, I'm just following it. This is going to be fun. I can't wait to see how it goes. Oh, this is fun. I'm going to be meeting Robert right now.
You, come in.
Hello, Robert.
Yes,
Hi, Robert. How are you?
good, how are you?
I'm good.
Jason,
Yes.
Bigfoot Bob.
Oh, it's finally great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Oh, my name is Bob Heronomous. I was a man that wore the Bigfoot suit in the Patterson-Gimlin film at Bluff Creek, California in 1967.
An amazing Sasquatch expedition. It's going to be a short one. We're just going to go up here. I'm going to look around and see what I can find. Hopefully my camera person doesn't run off in case something does happen. You know, I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit darker, and then we'll go out into this forest and see if we can find any evidence. I'm going to do some howls, some wood knocks, see if I can find any tree structures. It's going to be great. The best part about it being very cold out here is it's very quiet. So you can almost hear a pin drop. Shh, I hear something. Wow, take a look at this giant tree. Oh, this is huge. I've interviewed at least 2 people in the area who said that they have seen these Sasquatch creatures in and around these mountains and in these forests. So I'm hoping maybe I'll do a howl right now. Okay, so this is definitely like nature made. Like this is like tree fall from like snow load, or maybe there was a lot of wind. That was a big crowd. Must be a lonely crowd because there's no... Oh, what do we have here? Hey, look at this. Oh, okay. Wow, this is cool. Now, it could be just regular tree fall. This is really odd looking though. I'm just checking to see if it's been growing here or if it was jammed in the ground. I mean, I don't see it. I mean, if this fell, where's the bubble for the root? Right here. Oh, look at this. So, this has been jammed in the ground. So that just fell from this. This has just been placed here. I mean, obviously a human could make this. But this, like just look at that. That's incredible. I mean, how would it fallen like this? Like that one is weaved into that one. This one is like jammed into it. I mean, so researchers believe that the creatures make these as symbols, like markers for other Sasquatches to tell them, hey, this is my territory. Or it's for us humans that this is our territory. Now, obviously, this could be nature-made. It just stands out from everything around us. There's another one right there that's leaning. I mean, it is dark in here. Okay, I'm gonna do another howl. The coyotes are. Okay, I think it's time for me to turn in, get back to the vehicle. Finding that oddity, that tree structure, was kind of cool to see. I haven't seen any, large footprints. I mean, this ground is almost impossible to see any footprints. So let's go back when you first met Bob and Roger. How did you meet them?
I knew Bob. He was a bartender at a little bar down in town in Yakima here, and I met him. My brother and I used to go in there once in a while. And I knew him through them. I had a bunch, some horses, and he was a horseman, and we would talk about horses all the time, And then finally we started kind of running around together. We broke a couple of horses for some people. We would ride these horses on the Tannum Ridge over here, to leg them up and get them going.
What did you think of Roger when you first met him?
I knew first time I ever saw Roger was he'd come down to our house. He was kind of sweet on my sister. So he'd come down there right after he got out of the service or something. He had a, 53, 55 or something, Cadillac convertible that he was driving around. And that's the first time I ever met him was he come to our house to try to take my sister out.
And did he end up taking your sister out?
Pardon?
Did he end up taking your sister out?
No, he didn't. My dad wouldn't let her go with him.
You probably came out with like a shotgun.
Yeah.
No, you get out of here, Roger.
Right.
How old was Roger?
How old was Roger?
Yeah, back then.
He must have been in his 20s then.
And you were like 17?
I was 16, 17,
16?
Yeah.
And so you just started hanging out with him?
No, Bob and I, like I say, run around together, and Bob and him were good friends, really good friends. Roger come up with this idea about this Bigfoot thing, and him and Bob, and they needed somebody, to wear a suit. Or some big. I was big and strong, 6'1", weighed about 210 pounds, 20 pounds.
Of raw muscle.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was pretty well endowed, yeah. In the process, Roger needed someone to wear the suit.
So how old were you guys back then?
I don't remember how old Roger was, or Bob, but I was, 26, I think, 26.
6?
And Roger needed somebody to wear the suit, so him and Bob talked together, a little bit, and Bob said, well, Bob Heronomous is a big, strong, stout guy. He could wear the suit if he would, and I'm sure he would be, a good guy to wear the suit, trustworthy.
So when they first approached you and said, hey, we would like you to wear a big, giant monkey suit,
Right.
what was the first thing that went through your mind?
The money. They promised me they'd give me $1,000.
Do you think it was like a crazy idea?
It was, but I'm 26 years old in 1967. $1,000 was a lot of money.
Wasn't Roger and Bob, weren't they filming a Bigfoot documentary at the same time while they were out there? Wasn't he filming a documentary going out there onto the river? Because what was the point of having that video camera?
Bob had heard that there was the most recent sighting of a Bigfoot was in Northern California, Wetchupet, California, in there. And they went down there and checked out the place and come back home, and he ordered the suit from Philip Morris Costumes. And
Did it take a long time for them to make it?
well, no, it didn't take long for Morris to make it, but he had to be shipped out here, and Roger modified the face on it and put boobs on it for a female. And,
Was it out of the same material?
Yes.
It was?
Yeah, that's called Dino, and yeah, he made it, modified the face, and
then,
I went up there to his place. He lived about 15 miles from here, towards the mountains there, and I went up there and tried the suit on, and he showed me how he wanted me to walk, and I strolled out through there, and he said, "That's perfect. That's just the way I want you to walk."
so were you guys, did you drive out to the area where you guys did the Bigfoot walk, or were you on horseback?
No, I drove up there to his home there, and went out in the back.
Maybe we can put this guy right on your lap. Let's see what you look like. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Put it off to the side a bit. This way? No, this way. Put it off to the side this way. So let's see. We put it off to right here. That's perfect. Okay, so the day comes. So you drove up to the forest, right? With the Bigfoot suit in the back of the truck?
No. When they decided that I would be the guy in the film, they took off. I come and got one of my horses, and they took off with a couple horses. They took off for California. That was like on a Sunday, and they told me to meet him at Wetchupet at 5 o'clock in the evening on Wednesday. So I jumped in a car and went to Wetchupet. I'm sorry, my voice is gravelly.
Oh, it's okay. It just makes you sound like Bigfoot, so it's all good.
Anyway, I met him there at Wetchupet, and they told me to. I drove into this gas station where they were fueling up their truck, and they said, "Going up the road here, there's a pull off there. We don't want people to see us, three of us together." So I drove up there and waited for him. I sound like heck. I don't know why my throat's like this. Anyway, I drove up there and waited for him, and I followed them up to Bluff Creek Road.
So they were on horseback?
No, they were in the truck.
On the truck, okay.
Yeah.
But they did bring horses
Yes.
up there?
Yes.
Okay.
And I followed them with their horses in the truck. They had picked out a place. They had made a camp up there. And we drove up there, and I followed them in the car.
Well, this is interesting what Bob has been telling me. I want to believe he isn't the guy in the Patty suit. I truly want to believe that Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin actually captured a real-life Bigfoot. But like I said earlier, I wasn't there. I can't really tell you if it was a real Bigfoot or just a hoax. I do know that there are, other researchers out there that truly believe Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin absolutely captured footage of a real-life Bigfoot. This is a couple of them.
feature of the glutes and the separation of the glutes. So they say, well, this is a man in a suit. Well, what they failed to do was to look at the entire film. The early part of the film showed something quite different. See right there that they do indeed show the cleavage between the glutes. To tell you the truth, she looks like she's been sliding around and wore the hair out from under there, which kind of tells you a little something that there's wherever she's staying, spending her time, there's a low overhead there. Maybe a cave, maybe a rock overhang, something like that. Regardless of the size, it is constructed, she is constructed with all the tools of a human being. Right there under that right shoulder, you'll see that muscle and the clavicle there moving back and forth, back and forth. And down there on the glutes again, you see them moving side against each other. I'll see if I can get it bigger. Right in here. That's hard to argue against. I knew early on that it wasn't a man in a suit. And I listened to some of those people who claimed to be the man in the suit, and I kind of chuckle. Some of the things they say, there's no way. Who said they were in a suit? Gentlemen, lately, I think there's been about 5 people who claim to be the man in a suit. I think it would be terribly crowded in there. But the last guy was somebody that lived up in Yakima, Washington, who claimed that he was the man in the suit, and they paid him $1,000, and he walked the walk and never stumbled or anything. And he said he'd take a lie detector test. I don't know if he ever did, but it wouldn't matter if he did. This film is good enough. If you're going to claim something like that, you better have your set of proof, not just a claim. This is a frame from the film that was in Argosy magazine in 1968, February of 1968, I believe it was. And Argosy had internegatives from the original film. And even in the form of dot matrix, it is still far, far superior. And you can see the hair. See that the head hair right there? Very well. Where in some of the lesser quality stuff, it looks kind of homogeneous.
Hello, my name is Thomas Steenberg. I am 63 years old, and I have been researching the Sasquatch mystery since 1978.
You truly believe that Bob actually filmed a real Bigfoot?
If the Sasquatch does indeed exist, I think Roger Patterson and Bob Heironimus filmed on October 20th, 1967. If it doesn't exist, it never did. It's the greatest hoax ever pulled on the North American public.
And what about those claims of people who have said they've been in...
Oh, there's been all kinds of claims, and they usually collapse under their own weight. Yeah, I believe the Sasquatch exists. Yeah, I'm 90% convinced of that. I only keep 10% off in case I'm wrong. Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So you think with the muscle structure...
The best thing about the Patterson-Gimlin film, other than the fact that I know Bob Heironimus, we've been friends for 30 years, and I find it hard to believe he's been lying to my face for 30 years. What impressed me most is the IM index in the Patterson-Gimlin film. That is comparing length of arm to length of leg.
Yeah.
See, human beings have an IM index around 70, because our legs are longer than our arms.
Yeah.
The great apes have an IM index of like 120 to 140 because they have huge arms, but very small because they're quadruped, right? The creature in the Patterson film seems to have an IM index of around 90. In other words, the arms are longer compared to human, but not nearly to the extent of the great apes. Yeah. So I think it's very possible that Roger Patterson and Bob Heironimus filmed the Sasquatch October 20th, 1967.
I literally kind of shied away or kept at arm's length the film. I didn't want the perception that I was putting too much or undue emphasis on that one piece of evidence. I didn't want this argument to seem as if it pivoted upon that one piece of evidence. Not that I doubted that whether it was authentic or not, but just the the perception of it. But as time went on, and as I had more opportunity to study the footprint evidence, for example, to examine the 10 casts that Bob Titmus had made at the site, and
of the Patterson-Gimlin film?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had no idea that
yeah.
there were casts taken there. I thought it was just that.
Oh, no, this is what, and so as a person, since it was the footprints that drew me in to this question, it was a personal experience, as well as, against the backdrop of my expertise, my research emphasis, as you introduced me, a specialist in hominin human bipedalism. Mm-hmm. The footprints, in addition to the right and the left, which were cast by Roger Patterson at the film site, in the immediacy of that moment, and make a marvelous representation of the foot form and function. But limited somewhat. Roger made the somewhat tactical mistake of selecting the clearest, flattest, flawless examples of a right and a left. So while they make great representations of the details of the foot, and the sand on that sandbar was a kind of the grains were this angular, eroded slate rather than the kind of granitic. And so the footprints, when compressed, that substrate interlocked and held its shape remarkably well. But to the doubters,
it's like, wow, isn't it convenient that this is such a perfect footprint?
Yeah. And remarkably flat and featureless without the typical topography of a human foot with a heel and a ball and an arch.
Yeah.
They must be just carved out of planks. They're they're the stereotypical flat fake foot strapped to a to a hiking boot, like the two that Roger cast, which the specialist said,
where is this one from?
This is from the Patterson-Gimlin film site. In the foot of Patty on the film, you can see her heel come up first and almost reach verticality. And if it was a stiff artificial foot, a rigid prosthetic, then the rest of her foot, given the orientation of the heel, would have to stick 8 inches straight into the ground.
You're just seeing these similarities in between a far-ranging set of examples that have characteristics that you, as a bipedal hominid expert and an anthropologist, it would stun you that if independently, by some matter of coincidence, each one of those had that very telltale sign. Exactly. And because of that, you just simply can't be like, it's convinced you.
Yeah.
And went to their camp, and it was getting late, in the evening or night, and we sat around their campfire there and talked about this, and had a coffee or whatever, and I went to bed, and it took me about...
Was the coffee decaf?
Yeah. It took me about 14 hours to drive down there.
Oh yeah, from here, wow.
And I was tired, and I crawled up in the doghouse of the truck, the overhang, that's what they call the doghouse up there, and went to sleep. We got up the next morning and had some more coffee, and I don't remember if we cooked breakfast or what, and we saddled up the horses, threw the suit, was in a big old sack, gunny sack.
Yeah.
Put the suit in that. I got on behind my horse, I think it was. Behind Roger or Bob, I don't remember. I think it was Bob. And we rode up to a place where they had picked out to do the filming. We got up there and I got off the horse. We took the suit out there in the brush, and I put the suit on.
So who helped you put on the suit?
Bob.
Bob did. Mm-hmm. And so tell me about Bob a little bit. What is Bob like at this time? Was he excited to do this?
Oh yeah, because they were going to make money off this, a lot of money. So he was excited about doing this, of course. Anyway, I put the suit on, and I walked across there the way they wanted me to walk, and I looked at the camera, and he was filming it, and he was jerking it up and down because he said the horse he was on was bucking. My horse was bucking. Well, my horse didn't know how to buck. Anyway, the horse started bucking, he said, and he was filming it, and he finally, as I walked past where he wanted me to go, he said, "Cut, that's it." Well, it was hot. It was, I don't know, around the end of September, around the 1st of October, right in there.
Was it just one take that you did?
Only one time, yes.
One time?
Yes.
And did he really run out of film?
Pardon?
Did he really run out of film? Or did he have lots of film?
He had evidently enough film that all he wanted.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was worried about getting shot, by some hunter or something out there. And I jumped down this big old blowed over tree hole and said, "Get this thing off me." Well, Bob come running over there and him, and they took the suit off me.
Yeah.
And
were the feet connected to the suit?
Pardon?
Was the feet connected to the suit? Or were the feet separate?
Gosh, I don't remember. It's, I've talked to people about it, but I don't remember if they were attached to the suit.
Because they say that the feet were pretty stiff. So were they flimsy or were they?
No, they were just ordinary boots. I think they were kind of like irrigating boots, rubber.
And as you walked, you could just walk so easily with these big feet on?
Yes, I could walk easy, yes. Mm-hmm.
Like over the gravel?
Yeah, well, it was in a creek bed with white sand. And I walked through there, and after the film, we loaded up the suit back on the horse, and we went back to their camp. And Roger had already had an envelope there, and he took the film out of the camera, put it in this envelope, and I took it to Eureka, California, which is on down towards the coast, and mailed it to Al Diatley, his brother-in-law, here in Yakima. They put the suit in the trunk of the car. I come home with the suit in the car, and I had borrowed the car from my mother, who was a new car, and I was gone 3 days. She needed to go to the grocery store, so she opened the trunk up to put a box or something in there, and there was this Bigfoot head looking up at her, and scared the heck out of her.
You should have told her that, you hit it with the car.
Yeah, I didn't tell her anything. I just come home and went to bed. And, so they got to looking at it, and my nephew was there along with one of my aunts who lived over across the road here. Anyway.
How old was your nephew back then?
He was about 8, 9, maybe 10, right in there. But he put the head of the suit on, and we're running around trying to, like he was scaring everybody.
Yeah.
And my aunt, she put the thing on, and they had a laugh about that, And
so what did the face look like on the Bigfoot? Because it looks like there's a piece over your face.
I don't know what, like I said, Roger modified. It didn't look like this.
No.
But Roger modified the face.
So was that all open? Was that open where you could see? So it was all closed.
Yeah, just two holes for eye.
So your family was running around with the head on.
Yeah.
And they were getting a kick and a good laugh out of it. So what did they say to you? Like, what is this for? Why do you have this Bigfoot?
Kinda, yes. And I didn't tell them, what it was.
Yeah.
I just said it was a monkey suit or whatever.
So where are they now? Maybe I could talk to the nephew. that put it on his head?
Oh, he lives up the road here. But
Do you think he might talk about it?
he's pretty shy. I doubt it. He has a couple of times, but he's really, really shy. Anyway, they come home, they dropped my horse off, took the suit out of the car, and left, and that's the last I saw of the suit.
So when you were out there walking with the big suit on, you should have been more worried about another Bigfoot coming up from the forest.
I thought about that, yeah.
And dragging you off into
Right,
the forest.
being a female,
Being
you know.
a female now, right? Forget about hunting.
Yeah, I thought about that.
It's like, where's Robert? Well, you know, I'm sorry to tell you this, but he's making Sasquatch babies.
Yeah.
So do you believe that there are Bigfoots?
No.
None at all?
No.
So you think this Bigfoot craze is caused by this one film that really started it?
The people that started this Bigfoot thing were the Wallaces down at that area there. They had a construction outfit.
Yeah.
They had fuel and caterpillars and road graders and what have you up on Bluff Creek there. People were stealing their fuel.
Who was?
People were.
Oh,
people were stealing fuel out of his equipment. So he decided that he would make these big feet out of boards. He made some board feet, like a Bigfoot foot.
Yeah.
And put them around the tractors and the caterpillars and what have you of his equipment to scare people off. When they see these tracks, they'd take off, and leave. But that's what really started was the Wallaces down there.
So so there's casts out there, allegedly from that incident where you were wearing the Bigfoot
there are
costume.
Casts. When I left to go mail the film, they went back up to the place. They had a Bigfoot shoe that they mashed down in the ground around there, and they made a plaster of it.
Whose shoe? Like whose footprint did they use?
It was mine. I had some old goofy looking shoes that actually looked like a Bigfoot. And
but they were gorilla.
And they filled that up with plaster, and took it up there and mashed it down in the ground.
So you're saying that these casts that everyone is looking at are fake?
Oh yes.
They're basically just from fabric.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been upset that they ruined my Bigfoot shoe.
I really. I wish I would have kept one of them anyway. I had a pair,
So when did you come into the picture?
Not till
3 years later. And what did you think of the whole thing that was going on?
I didn't know anything about Bigfoot. I didn't grow up around here, so I was just like, no big thing to me.
Did you tell her about it?
I told her that, about it.
So you waited for like 15 years or something, or 20 years before you started telling people?
It was 35 years.
How come? How come you waited so long?
They promised me $1,000.
And you're waiting 35 years?
And I told them I wouldn't tell anybody what it was. Well, when I got back from Wetchupec there with the suit and the car, we had a little water hole right up the road here a mile, a little old tavern. And my friends and I hung out there, shoot pool and that, just kill time actually. And I took it up there, I opened the trunk up, and they looked in there, 4 or 5 of them, and I said, take a look at this, and don't forget what it looks like. Well, they looked at it and said, one of them said, well, you son of a bitch, that's where you've been for 3 days, huh? Putting this suit on or whatever,
Well, that's amazing that you only did it one time.
Yeah.
They didn't have you do it multiple times.
No.
Because he says he ran out of film.
No, he didn't run out of film. I only done it one time, walked through the forest. I walked there, 4 or 5 times up here to, get the way he wanted me to walk.
Yeah.
So, no,
Were
we
the
only
breasts,
went. We
were
only
they
done.
really heavy? They must have been pretty heavy.
It wasn't too heavy. It was, I don't remember what it weighed, but that was big. It didn't bother me a bit,
Yeah. Well,
So-
it's really interesting, the whole concept of Bigfoot. And you don't believe that there are these creatures out in the forest?
No. There are thousands of people in these woods from up here area, British Columbia, even on the island, clear to California, or in Southern California, Thousands of people every day and night. There's construction, there's logging, there's hikers, there's you name it. And nobody has really come up with anything, DNA or anything of a Bigfoot. No, I don't believe it.
Yeah, well, that's, so would you ever do it again? If you could go back, would you do it again?
If I would have got to get the money up front, yeah, I would.
Yeah, up front.
Yeah, right.
Right, so you never got that $1,000?
Never did, no.
And
after 35 years, I saw the world's greatest hoaxes on television.
yeah,
That used to be, it was called Lie Detector.
yeah,
That F. Lee Bailey, the famous attorney,
Yeah.
was the MC of that. And after I saw that, Greg Long, the guy that wrote the book,
Yeah.
had been over here 2 or 3 times.
Okay, stop. Now that we heard from a few people who believe that Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin actually caught a real-life Bigfoot, there's also quite a few people that believe that it's a guy in a suit. I was talking to a guy by the name of Lazy Cowboy. He gave me a video of the actual path that he believed Patty walked. Now this I found interesting.
Let's take a moment to remind ourselves how bizarre Patty's path is. Look at the surroundings. Look at all the possible areas to immediately flee to. Dense forest shielded the sandbar to the north and west, providing immediate escape. Instead, Patty chose to make use of the perfect natural sandbar stage, utilizing every inch of it, strutting diagonally from the southwest corner to the northeast corner with an apparent deliberate intention of staying in sight at all times. Also, Roger ran out of film at the exact moment Patty reached the far corner. Another amazingly convenient detail that was timed to perfection. It's all so perfect. The exact amount of film to walk the perfect route over the perfect stage. It's safe to say Patty did not continue up the bowling alley and double back to watch Roger and Bob on the sandbar.
Greg Long, the guy that wrote the book,
Yeah.
had been over here 2 or 3 times. I actually ran him off my porch once. He says, I know it's you with the Bigfoot. I've seen it. I've talked to people around here. They all know it was you. And he said, I'd like to write a book about it. I'd get the heck out of here, Anyway, after the world's greatest hoaxes I saw, I decided I gotta tell the truth, that film was a fake. So I called Greg Long, here he come, and interviewed me, for, I don't know, he was over here probably 4 times maybe, and interviewing me and talking about it, and he went home and wrote the book about the making of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I took 2 lie detector tests.
And did you pass both?
Oh yes, no, didn't miss a question. I took one here at the Yakima Police Department. A detective took it, and then I went to California for that television show, lie detector.
Right. Well, are you ready to face the lie detector?
Yes, I am.
Bigfoot Bob?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's get you hooked up.
Okie dokie.
Bob, please remain still
The test is about to begin.
All questions must be answered by yes or no.
Do you plan to tell the truth on this test about whether you were the Bigfoot shown in the 1967 Patterson film?
Yes.
Relevant questions must be specific.
Bob, be advised any attempts at countermeasures will invalidate this test.
We allow time between questions to ensure that we record all of the reactions.
Are you now sitting down?
Yes.
Were you the Bigfoot shown in the 1967 Patterson film?
Yes.
Welcome back to Lie Detector, everybody. Well, now's the moment of truth. Bob Heronomous is going to walk away from Lie Detector today with a brand new label. Either it's going to be the real Bigfoot or a really big liar. Here are Bob's results. Bob, you came on Lie Detector today to tell the whole nation that you are the real Bigfoot. We asked you the following relevant question. Was that you in a Bigfoot costume portrayed in the 1967 Patterson film? To which you answered yes. Bob, the Lie Detector has determined that you are... Bob, you're telling the truth.
And I passed that way. This Ed Gelb was probably, he was supposed to be one of the best lie detector men, you know, in the country.
Yeah.
Well, he was there. He took the lie detector test, and I passed it. Didn't miss any of the questions.
So what do you think about the people in the Bigfoot world? Like the Bigfoot community? How do you think that they think about you?
Well, they probably don't like me at all. But Willow Creek, California, little town down there, they have everything is Bigfoot. There are Bigfoot motels, Bigfoot diners, Bigfoot this, Bigfoot that, and they got a big statue, you know, coming into town of a Bigfoot. And if I went down there, they'd probably tar and feather me if they found out, you know, it was me. But no, there is no such thing.
Then you would be standing there looking like a bird with all the feathers on you and be like, damn it, now I've been a Bigfoot and now I've been Big Bird.
Yeah, you know, they're just nothing.
And are you still friends with Bob Gimlin?
Oh, no, he just lives down the road here a ways. He got to where he would wave, you know, if I was out there at the mailbox or out, you know, doing something out in front. But he would never stop and talk to me or anything. And after I spilled the beans, you know.
Yeah.
And no, he, like I say, once in a while he'll wave. He kind of turns his head when he drives by.
So look in here, and I want you to basically tell the community, the Bigfoot community, what would you like to say to them, to the Bigfoot community, like to the people that will see this and be judgmental? What do you want to say? Just look in here and just say.
Well, I don't believe there's a Bigfoot, but I would be the first one to eat crow if somebody ever shot one, captured one, or found bones or some DNA. I would be the first one to admit that there is a real Bigfoot.
And you wore the suit for the money only. You didn't wear the suit because you were trying to, that you had in your head that you were going to manipulate people.
No, I wore the suit for the money, and they also promised me when they made a lot of money out of it, I would make money. They would pay me money, like royalties, and none of that ever happened.
And is there anything you want to say to Bob Heironimus?
I shouldn't say anything. Bob has been to a lot of, they've put on a lot of these what would you call them, meetings, emporium or what?
Conferences and
Conferences.
shows.
Yes, him and this guy from Idaho, the University of Idaho, and I don't want to break his bubble, but he knows the truth. All he has to do is, before he dies, confess that it was a hoax.
A wise man once said, if you didn't see it, don't comment on it. All right, I said that, but it sounded pretty good in my head. Seriously though, I can't say with 100% certainty that Bob is telling the truth, because I wasn't there. But here's what I do know. Even if the Patty footage turns out to be a hoax, that doesn't mean Bigfoot isn't real. So with that in mind, my mission hasn't changed. I'm still out to prove to the world that these creatures of lore truly do exist. My name is Jason Kenzie, and this is Searching for Sasquatch.